want to get a breakthrough here pretty quickly. That's hit hard. And that's caught some of the fingers of the fielder. He's slowed it down. And we get a first time a look at the tree. First time we get a look at the tree here that's on just inside the field of play. It's, of course, got local ground rules about the famous tree here at Alfas. And, of course, anything that hits. Now, free hit here coming up as well. So, obviously, it was a no ball. So, no ball, free hit to follow. So, Ishan will be looking to capitalise. But, yeah, going back to that tree, the ball hits it at any point, even if it hits it on the way to 6. It will be 4 runs. That's a good ball. Played away nicely.
Sound from there and in YouTube. See?
Hassan once again. And that's hit hard, coming this way. Fielder's got some work to do here. And does well. Just saw that ball coming through here. That's good fielding there from Jonathan. A good throw, direct onto the stumps. Nicely done. But yeah, just saw that ball coming through here. And you can see all of the dew on it. And a few people letting me know that the sound is now back on. So buenos dias. A very good morning to you all wherever you're tuning in from around the world. And well, we got people from all parts of the world tuning in for the national finals here in Spain as another one gets whipped away here by Ishan. Lovely shot. You don't bowl at his legs. He whips that away quite handsomely. 4 runs, 4 carreras más, as Pak-I-Care racing along quite nicely here now. After a pretty slow start, the 50 now comes up. That was whipped away beautifully. And yeah, you're joining myself, Rico Full, here in Spain. We're in Albier, the beautiful coastal town of Alfas del Pi. And that's where this wonderful cricket ground is located, Sporting Alfas. And we have 4 teams, 4 regional champions coming together to do battle for the national finals. And you're watching the very first match. We're in the 5th over here. Pak-I-Care put into bat by Mallorca. And after a slow start, with just 9 runs coming off the first 2 overs, they're moving along quite nicely now. Hassan trying to get the breakthrough in this 5th over. Well, changing from a right to left hand. He's not going to get all the way, and the ball just hits the ground and plugs. I think a bit later on in the day you'll see that one would have gone to the boundary. So a switch hit, getting funky. Goes from right to left and hits that pretty well. A little bit of showtime here in the Spanish sunshine. On the pads, whipped away, 1 bounce, 4 runs, 4 más, signalled there by the umpires. Umpires looking very dashing. The men in black, Ijaz and Naveed. And end of an expensive over. Another one. 16 coming off that one from Hassan. And both the batters going well here. Haven't lost a wicket yet here. There was that one chance, wasn't there, when Sekinder offered a chance when he had yet to open his account. Unfortunately, wasn't taken by Wesley Walker, and since then, Sekinder is going pretty well. 57 then without loss. Yeah, good morning there to the ECN Supporters Club in Australia, and a Scottish tuning in. Hello to Iggy. Mallorca Meerkats are supporting Mallorca there. Hello to Jan. Hello to Abdullah. And Daniel Weston is saying good day to everyone, as is David Taylor. Good to hear from you all, and thank you for letting me know that the sound is now back on. It's always nice to know. Nice to know that you're out there, and it's great to be here entertaining you from this wonderful ground. And many of you will know, I said already, that is where I started my first commentary gig back in 2019, and never looked back. It's thanks to doing tons of T10 matches on the European Cricket Network, and of course we've seen some of these teams on the network as well. Sporting Al Faz, Pak-I-Care and Costa del Sol, and of course Costa del Sol is where we normally are there in Malaga at the Cardamom Cricket Ground as well. I've seen some huge events from there. Talking about huge, this is big. It will hit the tree. Now this is where the local ground rules come into play. That's going to be 4 runs. The umpire signalled 6, but with the ball hitting the tree, which is inside the field of play, that'll be 4 runs. Now, aren't you lucky that I told you that before? Well, somebody hadn't told the umpire, but Naveed gets the message. It did hit the top off the tree. I saw that as the ball was coming through. So that's your local ground rules here. The famous tree here at the Sporting Al Faz Cricket Ground on the field of play, just inside the boundary by a metre or so. But anything in the air that hits it, it will be 4. So 4 runs, much to the delight maybe of Mallorca, but a disappointment, I think, of Sikander Ali. Sikander now just tries to paddle this away. It's a slower delivery, but loses his line, does Rizwan Khan. So wide, and hands the strike over to Ishan. Both batters going well. Ishan on 21, Sikander Ali on 37. Pak-I-Care on the way to putting a big score on the board. A little bit of a lucky edge. Third will come into play, and gets fortunate. Gets a bit of the leg on this. As a result, stops it going to the boundary. Yeah, a few people tuning in and saying it's a bit weird. White kit being worn by Mallorca playing with a white ball. Yeah, it's not the norm, it has to be said. But like I said, Mallorca, first time that they're here, first time playing this format. That's played away. Long chase is going to be the case as Andale, Riba. And the fielder's done pretty well. Gets the foot on this and keeps it inside the field of play. It was a long chase. But yeah, good to have Mallorca here. Of course, the champions of the islands. They're joining, of course, the champions from central Spain, Sporting Al Faz, of course, the home side. Pak-I-Care, the champions of Catalonia, that's up in the air. It's another one that field just going to plug 2 fielders after it. The batters will take a casual 2. Yeah, Pak-I-Care, of course, the champions from Catalonia, and you also have the champions from Andalusia, Costa del Sol. 4 teams battling out. This is day 1. 7 matches will be played, all T10. A final being played tomorrow to see who will be crowned the champions. A little bit of bat on this. Now we'll just take a single. This is the Woodbridge Oval, situated in Albier, seaside resort of Al Faz and the province of Alicante, the Costa Blanca. Beautiful part of the world, really is. Sporting Al Faz was founded in 1995 in cooperation with the local town hall and on a golf driving range. That's one of the quirks about this ground as that over comes to an end. 68 without loss at the end of 6 overs. Not a bad one, that from Rizwan. Be pretty happy with that. Keeps it pretty tidy. Yeah, so going back to this ground, it is a golf driving range as well. So quite often before the cricket starts here, the golfers will be taking out their frustrations, smashing the golf ball all over the place. Then all the balls will be picked up in time for the cricket to start. It works. And the founder members were Andrew Bond, Pamela Dawson, Tusker and Clive Woodbridge, and hence that's where the name comes from for the Woodbridge Oval. And now there's been a change here. We've just seen, looks like there's been a retired out, which you thought they were going okay with the rate, but you'll see a fair bit of this. Looks like they saw that Ishan. Now, Ishan, who was going slower, as that's played away quite nicely. Well, there's no problem with Sikandar. He's still going well. And you can see already pretty quickly how soon the outfield does start to dry up. That one's gone through the covers pretty quickly. 4 runs, nice shot once again here from Sikandar, who's approaching. He's half century. Yeah, so retirement out there from Mohammed Ishan. It says retired hurts on my score sheet here, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the rate he was going. 22 of 16. They decided that there's no point in him still being there at that. As a thick edge should be 4 runs again. Goes into the cricket Espana. Banners as the ball disappears underneath. Cuatro más. And Sikandar. I think that brings up his 50. I think with the 4 earlier, I think that moves Sikandar to 51 by my calculations. I think the scoring system will just catch up with it now. Full toss, misses out on this actually. So does the fielder, unfortunately. Gets away from him. Chase is now on. Won't go to the boundary. Be another couple. So Sikandar. Yeah, so Mohammed Ishan retired out on 22 of 16. And of course that allows Mohammed Babar to go out there. A little bit of Babar time maybe. Here he is on strike. And gone! Caught and bowled. That's a wonderful bit of cricket. And joy there for Wesley Walker. Now remember, Walker had the unfortunate player who put down Sikandar Ali earlier when Sikandar hadn't got off the mark, but he gets his man in the end. What a great bit of action this is. Let's take a look at that again. Quick reactions. The ball was hit pretty well there by Sikandar, but wonderful catch taken. And that will be the end of Sikandar. He did get to his 50, 51 of 26 with 8 fours and 1 6 along the way. But what a good catch that was. He was hit that pretty well, and it was good, quick reflexes to take it on the rebound. Yes, we take a look at Mohammed Babar out there. He's waiting to get into the action, and the non-strikers then yet to face. A new batter makes his way out there in the middle. So the first breakthrough, I suppose it's the second wicket, with Ishan being retired out on 22. So Babar is joined by a new partner. But well done to Walker. Great catch. Gets the wicket there for Sikandar. Well, that's crunched hard. And that's going to go all the way. And it might be the first one that ends up in the pond. And just short of the pond. Of course, we do have, if you get a good hit, that goes, we've got not a cow corner here, got a pond corner. If you hit it well enough, ends up in the pond. That's I'm sure that when it warms up, we'll see the ducks coming out as well. But that's a biggie. That goes into the pond. Hello to Jay Wild. Muy buenos dias, Jay. And a lot of supporters for Pak-I-Care. People saying, hello, Rico, nice to hear from you again. It's nice to have you with us as well. Hello to Egan. Egan, hope you're well. And Dave Taylor saying, well caught. Yeah, it was a very good catch. Very well taken. But then straight after that, the first one he bowls to Ismail Zia ends up in the pond. This is hit pretty well as well. And one bounce. And, you know, you'll get a good look at this because that was pretty close to our cameraman who's stationed and parked himself on that, the mid-wicket boundary. Hit that firmly well. So the idea, of course, to get the acceleration in, that's why we saw Ishan being retired. And acceleration is exactly what Ismail Zia has done. Hit the first ball for 6, hit the second one for 4. And that means he definitely is hungry for more. And score 87 then for technically 2, I'm saying. The official first wicket was that of the half centurion. Sikandar Ali, 51 of 26. And before that, Mohammad Isham was retired on 22 of 16. So Zia has joined Babar. Babar getting set to face his first. Big unit is for this format. And he cuts this well, gets it over the top of point. Excellent ground fielding. Fielder's done really well there. Never thought he was going to stop this. Comes across and makes a stop. Yeah, a few people were talking about Mallorca wearing the white, which it's a bit confusing and probably not on when you're playing with a white ball. Well, probably not the best of moves to be wearing white pads either, which that's what Zia has come out wearing. Surprised that the umpires haven't had a word about that. It's a little bit short, slightly slower delivery perhaps there as well. Wesley Walker, who picked up the wicket, has come back. Rizwan, not a bad over from him as well. Just went for the 12. Up in the air, catching chance. The wicketkeeper finds it and holds on to the catch. The wicket will go. More success here for Mallorca. And that's going to be another one that bites the dust. Pretty well. Did what he had to do, really. Good strike rate. It's all about getting these extra runs. Predicted score at the moment, around that 116. And I think Pak-I-Care will certainly be looking to push on and get past that 120. But they're going to have to go some here. So, comfortable catch there taken by the wicketkeeper. No mistakes. Another one. Bites the dust as the next batter comes in on a glorious sunny day here. Costa Blanca, Spain, in Albert, a wonderful town of Alfaz del Pi, which is of course the home of Sporting Alfaz Cricket Club. Walker having some success. Well, short delivery, plays the uppercut. He's going to get lucky with this one, but once again the sweeper is there. Keeps it just to a single. That's well bowled, right in the block hole, well dug out. Thinking about two here. And they're taking it on. This fielder wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. That was Jonathan Peters. If he got that and got it in straight away, maybe he had a chance for a run-out opportunity. A bit of a wild swing there, gets through. And if a good over, good spell of bowling this from Walker. Be pleased with what he's done. Of course, picked up another wicket in that over as well. Pak-I-Care just shy of that 100. But, Walker doing his job well. Good variations from him. Short, cut away, once again over the point fielder. A couple of times that Pak-I-Care and number of batters, that goes all the way for 4, have played this shot, and you just wonder whether it's worth pushing back the point. Hasn't been too many that have gone to the long on area, so maybe you could push up Jonathan into the circle and push that point back. It's nicely played shot for 4 runs. This is Abid Mahmood. Well, he gets a short one here now. Interesting what the umpires call here. It's going to be called a wide. Too short. It actually goes over the head of Abid. Hence the wide call. Yeah, Hamza Khan was batter number 4, who was caught by Harder. the keeper. He went for 10 of 3, but like I said, he played his part well. Oh, that's played beautifully. That will go all the way. Bolle, bolle, bolle. Ginna zona. Eso es una grande que va, que genial. Qué grande eso es. Y eso golpe muy dulce también. Más dulce de tarta de chocolate. 6 carreras. It was too short and played away quite beautifully there. Nice shot. Well, that's short as well this time. Tries to go in that point boundary once again, but goes a little bit wider. Allows the sweeper to make the stop. And the bead takes a single. Hands to strike back. Now to Babar. That's firmly hit. No run. And right not to take it on. They're asking the question. Umpire just says no. The batter was in his crease. Let's talk about some of the days here today. Of course, it's a holiday in a lot of places around the world. Short, Gundy, and that gets put away. You can't be bowling there. It's a hit me ball, and it gets punished. Absolutely clubbed. Captain Caveman style there by Babar. You can't be bowling there to him. Now, I actually wonder whether this could be a no ball, actually, because don't forget there was one short one which went over the head of a bead, which was called a wide. Now, that was pretty short as well. And if the umpires thought that was going to be over the shoulder, they may have actually called it walloped away anyway. Yeah, national holiday in Spain and many other countries that celebrate Day of the Dead. Well, that one is going all the way. Ginna zona. Shakalagia. 6 carreras más. Absolutely thumped. Sweet out of the middle of the bat. Sweeter than a bowl of rasmalai. 6 carreras más. As Pak-I-Care looking to mount on the runs as it comes to the end of the innings. So that 120 plus now back on the cards there. Thanks to some big straight into the ground. The catch is well taken. Throw comes in. The batters scramble through. The wickets that have gone so far. We've seen the end of Vickers. We've seen the end of Singh. Cameron picked them up both. And that's that lethal Yorker delivery, the one that does all the damage. And that's one thing about Mohamed Cameron. There's not much of a run up, but he just very quick arm action and gets the ball in pretty quickly. End of the first over, and Mallorca, it's a bit of a nightmare of a start from them. So 2 runs coming from the first, but it's the 2 wickets that also fell. And if people were wondering if Mohamed Cameron is the same player, the same bowler as he was before, well, maybe that over does answer the questions. Mohamed Babar. Looks like he's going to bowl over number 2 here. That's hit well. That's a good looking shot. And that sounded beautiful out the middle of the bat. Crunched for 4. Excellent shot through the covers. You don't have to run those. A bit of a loosener there from Babar. Crunched away, cracking shot. Well, Babar's got something to think about here. It goes back to his mark. Hello to Julian Dawson also joining in. Nice to see so many familiar names. That's up in the air. Fielder comes through. Should be an easy catch. Will be an easy catch. Comfortably taken there No mistakes. And after hitting a wonderful boundary, that's going to be the end of the batter. Just doesn't get enough of it to get it over the fielder there at mid-off. And it's a comfortable catch taken. Another one bites the dust. And it's actually Cameron who holds on to the catch there. And that's Majid Ali. Goes for 5 after playing a wonderful shot. For 4, crunched it. And that one slightly shorter, slightly quicker perhaps from Babar. He gets his man. Didn't take a liking to being hit for a boundary for his first ball. New bat comes in, take guard. I feel this is played away through this time. Babar does the fielding himself, the end of the over. And keeps it pretty tardy. And to get 2 boundaries off that over, 11 come from it. But of course there was the wicket, so 3 wickets down. 13 for 3. Still an over to go before we come to the end of the power play. Mallorca, they have lost Singh. And, well, I've got Wesley Walker has been out 0. I thought it was Ben Vickers. Maybe I've got the numbers the wrong way around because Ben Vickers is listed as out there now. So it was Wesley Walker going by the scorers that was out for that first ball, Royal Duck. He was joined by Gurjit Sunny Singh, who was a 2-ball duck. So the 2 openers not scoring. Peter's out there, 1 not out. Mujid, of course, went for 5. Mohammed Cameron. Not going to hold him back. Let's see if you can get a couple more of the top order and put Pak-I-Care firmly in charge of this match number 1 of these Spanish national finals. Match number 1, of course. 4 matches today and 3 tomorrow, including, of course, the final. Top 2 out of the 4 when it comes to the end of the standings. Will play in that final. That's nicely played. That's timed beautifully. And once again, it's going to get past the short mid-off and go to the boundary there. So I wonder if they will make that change. So once again, they're keeping the long on back. So that's played away quite nicely. That's 4. So boundaries are starting to come. Cammy won't like that one being hit past him for 4. Let's see what the comeback ball is going to be here. Slightly shorter. It will take the single. And Cammy quite happy to allow the batters to take the single. Single's not going to really hurt them here at the moment. Some people asking where we are. This is the Woodbridge Oval in Albert, the town of Alfez del Pi. Oh, that's that short one. Fires that in. That'll definitely be one for the over. I was waiting for that one. It's the first time that the hitman, as he's here, cleverly bowled. Then this is a Tiff that's bowling here. That's played nicely once again. It's in that long off position, and once more it's going to be 4 runs. So Pak-I-Care leaving that part open, and so far that's where the boundaries seem to be coming. That's another boundary there, nicely struck. It's a nice shot played by Wesley Walker. that allowed the batter to get in. Firmly hit, but only as far as the fielder. Fielding will be done there by Latif. It's Asad Rabani doing the bowling. Another good bowler that's developed over time there in Barcelona, and that's that slower delivery. And learning a thing or two from some of the senior bowlers around him is Rabani. And a few people talking about going back in time to 2019, when of course we were here for the very first time. Vinny Sandhu saying he thinks it was myself and James Cantor who were on comms. You're absolutely right, Vinny. It was me, and I was calling him Santiago at the time. And James, of course, here in Spain, also known as Santiago. And Danny Weston also saying he has memories of that very first European Cricket Series here. And of course, we did have the very first golden ball as well. Now, we will, though ties are possible in the round robin stages, but in the final itself, if the scores are tied, then there will be a golden ball to decide who wins. But in the round robin matches, there will be points shared for a tie. Up in the air, not quite going to carry. They just made a slight change to the field to that offside. Now, because of the boundaries that were hit down the ground, they did push back the mid-off, who's now gone to that long-off position. That means that there's a bit of a gap there, which the fielder, which is Asad Abbas, couldn't get round to. So they'll take the single. Losing those early wickets certainly didn't help their cause, with the hitman Kami knocking 2 over in his first over. And Mallorca now at the halfway point, 28, 3 wickets down. Over by over scores 2 of the first, 11, 5, 6, and just 4 off that one from Rabani. So pretty well in control of things here, Pak-I-Care. That's probably going to be maybe a wide. Yeah, the umpire, well, the batter's certainly asking, and probably thinking what I was thinking. It was a little bit too short. But umpire at square, it's Ijaz, saying it didn't go over the head, but will be one for the over because it's over the shoulder. Short again, but this time slightly slower. Now we see those variations again from the Pak-I-Care bowlers. A lot of people, of course, asking questions about ECN, and Danny Weston, of course, the founder of the European Cricket Network, saying ECN 2.0 announcements to come soon. Still in the planning stages. And what I can tell you is it's going to be definitely worth waiting for, and bigger, better than ever before. And I know that as I've been on my travels, a lot of players, a lot of federations asking when the European Cricket Network will be back, and always getting many, many inquiries daily from players wanting it back. It will be back soon, don't you worry. Another wild swing and a miss. Yeah, Alpha STP is very much known for a high proportion of Norwegian speakers and residents from in this area. But the area itself, Alpha STP, has over 100 nationalities, but the biggest one, other than, of course, Spanish, is Norwegian. The unofficial Norwegian capital of Spain, Alfes DP, has one of the largest concentrations of Norwegian residents outside of Norway. The community is so well established that it has its own Norwegian schools, elderly care centres, and a government-funded volunteer centre as well. It's going to go to the boundary as that third has been brought inside into a catching position. So a little bit of luck for the batter. Makes the most of it. Does Vickers, gets that one away. So it hasn't been too many boundaries. We saw a few that were played when that long off part of the ground was left uncovered. But since then, haven't been too many. Ben Vickers, though, he gets another one away. That's his third. He's out there with Jonathan Peters. Seems to be struggling somewhat. 7 off 11. Well, they're taking on the leg by. Well, have a shy, why not? It is being backed up there by Atif. That's hit well. Going to try and get it in the gap between the two fielders. Long on and long off will be stopped. And they'll actually, that could be pretty close. The batter just getting his bat in time. It's a very good slower delivery. Asking the question, but I think he's asking for a caught behind here. Umpire has a look, shakes her head, says not out. The name Alfaz comes from the Arabic word meaning fertile land, and the P part refers to pine trees. That pine tree that was planted in the main square after the town gained independence from Polop in 1836. Alfaz del P. Up in the air and shoot. Oh, lobs the fielder. Oh, I thought the fielder was going to get hands to that. But it was a perfect lob. The fielder desperately trying to get a hand to it. And disappointment there from the bowler. This is Arabani bowling his second. Keeping it nice and tidy. They've got a very good bowling attack. Have Pak-I-Care. That's nicely played. That's a lovely shot. And that would go all the way for 4 runs. As you see some of the players, they're practicing in the nets. That looks like Costa del Sol having a bit of a warm-up. Remember, they will be the next team in action here. Match number 2 starting at 11 local time, with the home side, Sporting Alfaz, will take on Costa del Sol. Match number 2. Up in the air. There is a third who has been moved back down. He just watches this cautiously. This gets the throw in, just keeps it to the single. Another tidy over there from Rabani. And that's the thing, not just for Mallorca, but it's one of the things that all of the other 3 teams have to try and find a way to attack this Pak-I-Care bowling attack, with the likes of Rabani in there, Atif, Mohammed Cameron, Babar, and they've got a fair number of spin options as well if they need to turn to them. Alatakroom is also joining in. Good full delivery. Well dug out there by the batter as well. Foul gets fired in. And, well, going to be some extras here. How many of them? And, well, I can tell you how many. That's going to be 5. That's going to be 5. Overthrows. Big throw there. I think it was Rabani who gets the throw in, attacking the stumps. But I think it's Hassan Abbas who was backing up a little bit slow to get there. And once it gets past him, it goes all the way. And one thing we're noticing already, sort of an hour and a half after we started coming up to that early morning dew, has been burnt away. And you can see for yourselves that the outfield now is so much quicker. That's not a good delivery. I think that takes the pace off this one. And what's the umpire? Well, there's a discussion here. I'm guessing that should be a wide ball. The umpire's debating something. And in fact, no ball being called because they had, good spot there from umpire Navidi. Noticed that the fine leg had gone outside the ring, and as a result of that, there was too many out and no ball to come. So free hit, but can it be put away? Jonathan has struggled, Jonathan Peters, to get anything away. Well, that one could be over the head. The umpires looking at each other, and it will be a wide. There's a short one banged in there from Hamza Khan. It's over the head. So 3 hits. And now that one could be another no ball, you know. I think that's probably close to being over the shoulder. 2 umpires are having a look at each other. Well, he's a tall man, I guess, Jonathan Peters, and as a result of that, the umpires say, no, that's okay. Now that's another short delivery. It's going to drop just short of the fielder. Comes in, gets the throw in. I'll take the single. And let's have a look if there was any call there from the umpire. No. Just under the shoulder once again. Oh, going for the big hit, but head was up in the air. And, swing and a miss. Trying to get something going here. Mallorca. It's a tough one for them first up to go up against Pak-I-Care. Of course, the other thing is a lot of these players probably haven't played for a while as well. Of course, the domestic cricket season, that's that slow ball. He didn't disguise it somewhat, but I'll take the single. Well, could be run out here, will be run out. Well, it's looks like the batters not on the same frequency there. I don't think there was 2 there at all. The throw comes in, 1 batter. I think they're just deciding here, perhaps. I feel that it's probably a good idea to let somebody else come in. Looks like Mohammed Nazim is going to get an opportunity. I don't mind that, of course. We've got plenty of cricket coming today. We'll see Mallorca in action in match number 3 when they take on Sporting Airfare. So if you're going to go down here, it's probably a good idea to give a few other batters the opportunity. So, going to be a straightforward run out there. So Ben Vickers goes for 22. But of 22 deliveries, and I think that's what the issue there was. Well, onto the pad. Just wasn't able to find a way to get the acceleration or going in, or get the bowlers away. That was the thing. The bowlers will bowl so well. It's a combination of short deliveries, slow short deliveries. And the slower balls have worked well for Pak-I-Care. And when they've needed to get the ball full and straight and get the Yorker length, they've found that as well. So it's been a good, solid performance from them. They're champions of Catalonia. Of course, the two key players for them who probably have to perform well for Pak-I-Care, if they're going to do well here, of course, would be Babar and Cameron. Cameron with the ball and Babar with the bat. Don't forget, Mohamed Cameron can also be very useful with the bat as well. Right, start changing the bowling. And I suppose Pak-I-Care themselves will also feel that as that's going to be a wide to start off with. This is looks like Asad Abbas. Get that confirmed for you in a moment. Yep, Asad Abbas does come on and gets that rising ball once again. Great work. The keeper. Good sharp take, standing up there, good hands. That's that slower short delivery. That's worked away. A lot of work to be done here by the fielder. Comes across. And as the ball slows up, the fielding done comfortably. It hits the deck, gets over the keeper. But is backed up. They'll take a couple here. Oh, this one, he tries to smother it. He doesn't get, I think misses the pitch completely, does Abbas here. It's going to be a no ball. One to the no ball extras. One for buys as well. A little bit of everything. The keeper's down on the floor here. Hope he's okay. I wonder if he's maybe turned his ankle or something here. And I think they might, some of the guys calling over to maybe get a bit of the old free spray out there. Hopefully he's not too serious. But, while they get the magic spray or something out there, let's welcome you all once again. And if you're just joining us, you're watching the Spanish national finals at the magnificent Sporting Alfes cricket ground. A lot of people have already said what a magnificent setting, fantastic views. We certainly have views of the mountains, and I wonder if I can get our cameraman to engage and maybe show us some of the scenery around the ground. And it is quite breathtaking. It's a lovely part of the world. Yeah, Alfes del Pi. And known, the town actually, for a film festival. The famous Alfes del Pi Film Festival held every July. Which includes the Paseo de las Estrellas, the Walk of the Stars. Similar to what you find in Hollywood. Still some treatment. See, being administered to the keeper. I get the feeling he might have rolled his ankle there. I don't know if we're perhaps seeing a change there, but hopefully it's not too serious. At the same time, I think there's been a retirement from the batters as well. It looks like during that break that the batters have decided. I think we're seeing Jonathan Peters now has retired himself. He was on 23 of 20. Just saw that as the new batter has gone out there. So Nazim, looks like he's going to be joined by Kanwar Shabazz. Likes to be called Shabazz, who's gone out there. Well, maybe we're going to see a little bit of Shabazz from him. Well, back on the feet. So Shabazz has come out to partner Nazim out there. Asad Abbas, and well, there's a change here. So this is not a good sign. As you see, the keeper definitely did twist his ankle trying to stop that ball from Abbas, who now has to help carry him off. It's not a good sight. So there has been a change of keeper. Of course, they have got options behind the stumps. Of course, Mohamed Ishan himself is probably their number one keeper. They just wanted to make a change here now. To keep an eye on that. Hopefully it's not too serious. Get some ice on it, some of the magic spray, but it's not a good sign that he had to be carried off. I'll obviously keep you posted on that. Any news comes through. I see that Corey Rutgers is... well, I've seen Corey this morning as well. Of course, Corey is another extra here, another wide. Abbas doesn't like it. Corey, of course, is the Spanish national team coach. Of course, he's here keeping an eye on familiar faces and maybe one or two new players that he might have an eye on. Fuller delivery this time gets it through. So great to see Corey, and yeah, no doubt Corey will make a guest appearance on the commentary as well. It'll be great to have him. And a few people saying hello to Corey. That's going to be played away. There is a fielder out there in the boundary. It will just be a single bit of everything in this over from Asad Abbas. A lot of extras. You've got to keep an eye, of course, on the time as well. Normal rules do apply in terms of times. There can be a time penalty. Teams are given 45 minutes to bowl the allocation. Failure to do so will incur in penalty runs. That's another slow delivery. Being asked to run two here from the Mallorca bench, but I think you're only running into trouble if you try and take the two on. Well, a long over finally comes to an end, mainly because of the extras. And of course the delay there, the injury to the keeper. Hopefully it's not too serious. 62 for 3. So just an over to go, and of course victory it will be for Pak-I-Care first up here. And what's been, I suppose, best to describe is just basically a sort of real little bit of a loosener for them. They haven't had to work too hard, and an opportunity for them to experiment a little with some of the bowlers. Abbas, in fairness, probably wouldn't. Well, they're thinking about extras here. Overthrows, they're not going to take them in the end. This is Hamza Khan coming back to bowl. He's second. That's played away nicely. He's got good contact here. That one could go all the way to the boundary, and it won't be. Good work done there from the fielder. Comes across, gets a foot onto it. Probably the longest boundary, perhaps. I would say that one down there on the 45. It is slightly downhill, but with the ground still a little bit moist because of that dew. A little bit soft as well. That ball just slowing down and denying the batter a boundary. This one is going to get past the two fielders. That will be 4 runs. Pull shot. And played that nicely. So 4 runs to Shabazz from him. I like the fact that they've gave or changed and retired a few batters out to give others a hit. That could be important coming up to the later matches. And this one, is it going to go to hand? No, just dropped short of Rabbani. He comes in, picks it up. Just a single taken. So just a reminder, the second match scheduled to take part at 11 o'clock start time. Sporting Alpha is taking on Costa del Sol, which I feel will be a much closer match. Two teams that know each other pretty well. Can imagine a fair number of tactics might be in play there, depending on some of the players that we see. Of course, we'll give you the lineups when that match starts and some of the players to watch out for. Straight back at the bowler, and that will be it. So the first match comes to an end. Mallorca, they finish on 70. A number of batters used, a few retired outs there as well. And of course, it was a disastrous start. That's what put them on the back foot straight away, with Walker and Singh both going without scoring. In fact, Walker would go for a royal duck the very first ball off the innings, and it was the hitman, Mohammed Cameron, that knocked the timber flying, chucked their Fateh style. Peters and Vickers, after the fall of Ali, put a good partnership together, both getting in the 20s, but that strike rate was always putting them behind the rate. Both of those batters then did retire themselves out to allow the likes of Nazim and Shabazz to have a hit. But they fall well behind. Pak-I-Care, 7 extras they gave away. Most of those came, in fact, from that one over from Asad Abbas. That's something that they'll be a little bit concerned about. But a comfortable win by 62 runs there from Pak-I-Care, the Catalonia champions. So a good start from them as their teams come together and shake hands. Well done to the two umpires there as well, to Nadeem and Ijaz. And as the team shake hands, once again a reminder that match number 2, the Spanish National Finals, up at 11 o'clock. Sporting Alpha, the home side, taking on Costa del Sol. So that's coming up in around 20 minutes from now, and we'll give you the news from the coin toss when we come back as well. So thank you for joining us. Nice to see so many people in the chat as well. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend as well. It's Saturday, and well, maybe during the break you can tell us what you did during Halloween. Of course, it was Halloween here. I know when I was out in Alfest FP, there was certainly plenty of people dressed up. Saw the kids going trick-or-treating, and I think there was a few Halloween parties happening as well along the town in various locations. So I hope you enjoyed your Halloween, and it's of course celebrations today as well, as here in Spain and many other countries they observe the International Day of the Dead, and not to be linked and of course confused with Halloween. It's all about honour being paid to loved ones, with their singing parades is the theme of the day. And also All Saints Day, known as Hallows Day, is celebrated in many parts of the world as well. Have a quick look at the match summary there. So good comfortable victory for Pak-I-Care. Second rally, fine 51 of 26 deliveries to get Pak-I-Care going, and then Mohammed Baba in his typical fashion smashing 29 of 11. That did take Pak-I-Care past that 120 mark, which I think is kind of a benchmark. It's kind of a par score I think teams will be looking to post here, and they got there quite comfortably. 132 they finished with, and then array of talented bowlers and clever bowling from Pak-I-Care, restricting Mallorca to a score of 70. But of course it was Mohammed Cameron that did the damage early on, getting those 2 wickets very early in the first over. It's a time for us to take a break, but we'll be back in about 15 minutes time. And somebody just wants to say a quick hello, and guess who? No names mentioned.
Great job, Rico. I'll go get you a beverage.
Now there you go, Corey. And well, Corey's I bet you he's not buying though. Well, there's a few people who'll be wondering, no, it can't be Corey if he's going to be buying. Yeah, great to have Corey here, and a lot of other players as well. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back probably 5 minutes before the start of the hour for match number 2, where Costa del Sol will be taking on Sporting Alfas. Hasta pronto, mi familia.